If you're like me and are hungry every time you drive by 91st in Delaware and see that trailer with the big Mike's BBQ logo on it, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
That's right, Stevie. Mike Richardson does have a very unique business model that oftentimes has him and his wife traveling around the Southwest, letting everyone enjoy what comes out of their smoker.
Before I got into barbecue, I was an insurance agent. I was dabbling in the smoking, and it got to be a little bit bigger and bigger. And finally people were going, why don't you just do it all the time? And I'm going, no. Well, we enjoyed barbecue. And there's some very good places, and there's also some that are not so good. And we were always doing things for the church. So when we got into the barbecue, we figured, well, we can help the church, so we need to do this a little bit more seriously. So we took the competition class, and over the years we have found competition's a little bit different. There's certain ways the judges want it, and then you have people that want their food different. And I'm one of those that I want to please the judges, but I'd rather please the people that are going to buy it. And we started out with a new Bromsfeld smoker. It was actually a grill and a smoker. And it was okay as long as we were doing 3 or 4 pork butts and maybe a brisket. But when you go from doing 3 or 4 pork butts and brisket and do 500 pounds of meat at a time, you gotta have something bigger. When we're talking beef, we only use Angus. It has a different taste, different texture. It holds up better. We look for the marbling in the meat, just like you'd buy a steak. Look for the marbling. The pork butts, we look to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of fat on top of it, but yet it's got some running through it because it's got to stay moist. The ribs, we look for uniformity. Some of them you can get, they start out real thin at one end, and by the time you get to the other end, it's 2 inches here and it's 4 inches here. We try to get them where they're uniform. And also it doesn't look like it's got a lot of fat on them. People like the ribs, and that's one of the big reasons why they come. A lot of the construction workers come because it's some places they can come into, get a nice meal, and leave. They don't have to sit down and wait 20 minutes to get something from a restaurant. Plus, they don't have to worry about how dirty they are. We also have put picnic tables out before, so they'll have some place to sit. The one thing I would tell anybody who's wanting to get into barbecue is get somebody to learn from. It's okay to start on your own. It's okay to do a lot of reading, but you'll find that it is easier and cheaper to learn from somebody else's mistakes than for you to keep making the mistakes yourself. One of the big things, I have people ask me all the time, what do you do? I said, well, first thing you have to remember is it is not about time. When you're smoking meat, it has nothing to do with time because all the meat is different. Even 2 briskets that look the same, one's going to be done quicker than the other one. Our truck is a family truck. My wife and my daughters and I, we will travel to any state that touches Oklahoma. Having family there makes it easier because we know what each other's thinking most of the time. My wife normally handles the window, so she gets to talk to people. My daughter Chelsea and Meredith, Meredith lives in Oklahoma City, Chelsea lives here, who's going to nursing school, helps with getting the orders out. I could leave and Chelsea could run the truck. What I love about what I'm getting to do now is I'm getting to be able to interact with people. You know, they used to say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That kind of protrudes here also, except most of the time it's ladies coming by to buy stuff for the house. And we get to interact with people, find out a lot of times what's going on in the household. Every once in a while I have somebody that's a little down and out, so we like to try and help out.